Welcome to the August Learning Solutions YouTube channel, your primary source for learning. Today, I'm going to provide you with a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a course outline for your CNA program, of course, using the August Learning Solutions CNA textbook. I'm Victoria Randall, a master's prepared nurse and your informational host. I want us to take a moment to identify why we are even creating a course outline to begin with. It helps you, the instructor, stay on task, and it helps the student anticipate what they will learn while in your course. Now, before we get started, I want to start by saying always check with your state's approving body and ask them if there is a specific format in which they want the course outline. What I'll be reviewing today are the basic elements that every course outline should have and the basic elements to consider when creating your course outline. Before we get started, you must have the following already identified: the course hours of the class, for lab, and for clinical. These hours may be the same or these hours may differ depending on how you want to operate your program. You need to know how many days your program will be. You can determine this by dividing the number of hours your program must be by the number of hours you will teach each day. So, for example, if your state requires that your program is a 75-hour program and you're teaching 8 hours a day, then your program will be 9.3 days, or let's round that off to 10 days. This helps you determine how many days you have to teach all of the content in the curriculum. Next, you need to have your state's curriculum in front of you so you can identify what topics need to be addressed each day. Know how many tests you want to administer and any homework assignments that you want to give. So let's recap. You need to know the course hours, the number of days your course will be, your state's curriculum has to be in your hand, and you need to know how many tests or homework assignments that you're going to give. If you take a look here, I have a generic example of a course outline. At the very top, you'll notice the school's name and the name of the program that you're teaching. You also want to place the hours your program will operate so students and instructors will have a quick point of reference for this information. Next, I want you to label out the number of days your program will be as I have done here. I suggest you label them each day 1, day 2, and etc. If you label them by the day of the week, it is possible that those days may change from month to month depending on the holidays that you're going to observe. For instance, if you have a Monday through Thursday program, but your school observes Martin Luther King Day, which happens to be on a Monday, your outline will be a little off if it states that class is every Monday through Thursday. Okay, after we have labeled out our days, we want to make sure that we know how many hours are spent in the class versus lab versus the clinical atmosphere. This helps your students and your instructors understand how much time is being devoted to each of these topics in the lab versus the classroom. There is no wrong or right way to do this. This is based on how your instructors or your program coordinator plans on teaching the course. Some programs may spend half the day in the classroom and then the other half of the day in the lab, whereas other programs may lecture for a full day and then spend a full day in the lab. Now, we need to take a look at our contents and decide how we want to spread that out amongst these days. Please note, in some specific states, topics are supposed to be taught for a specific amount of time. In other states, you may have the ability to spend as much or as little time as you want on a topic. It's up to you. Please check with your state to determine this information. In most states, however, you are able to determine how much time you want to spend on any given subject. As a nurse, you have special knowledge to help you determine how long it may take to teach a subject. I want you to use this knowledge as you create your course outline. For instance, it may take more time to teach some skills that have multiple steps, such as bathing, peri-care, or even the use of a bedpan. Other topics may not require as much time, like hand washing or glove application. So take a look at your curriculum, spread out the topics based upon that knowledge. For example, in this book, we have 24 chapters that must be spread out over 8 days of classroom learning. That's about 3 chapters roughly per day. I want you to consider that when making your outline. I hope that was helpful. Time for you to take this information and get started on your own course outline. If you're ready to adopt the August Learning Solutions CNA book for your program, please contact us today. Thinking about adopting our book or need access to our free instructor resources, contact our sales team or email us. We look forward to speaking with you.